Please give people a little tease about for what they can expect for the Save As Symposium on March 19th.
Yeah, Save As has become, it's the 5th annual, so it's already 5 years old, and it's one of my favorite parts of the festival because it's a celebration of cinema history. And this year, as we've done for the last 3 years, we showcase an international institution that's dedicated to the preservation and restoration of cinema. So we've had Cineteca de Bologna a couple of years ago. We've had the National Cinematheque of Mexico last year. This year we have the Korean Film Archive in South Korea, which Korean cinema is very much prominent in the world of cinema these days internationally. So we thought that would be a really interesting part of the Asian continent, and what are they doing there? So it's more about like intelligence gathering, sharing of information, best practices and all that. But it's also a group of people who get together who really care about film and care about its watering and its feeding, so to speak. So we're thrilled to have that as our kind of international institution anchor. Our other two sessions, one includes a kind of a celebration and an homage to Ron Mann and his company Films We Like. Now Ron Mann, of course, is a distinguished documentary filmmaker himself, but he also created this distribution company called Films We Like, which distributed lots of great art house films, some of which we're showing at IFFO. But he also is a film restorer and gets a lot of really important and interesting films restored. So he's kind of a tireless champion of cinema history. And part of that is because in his own work, he uses a lot of archival footage in his documentaries, because he makes pop culture documentaries where he has to go to archives and find stuff. So I imagine that made him more and more acutely aware of the lack of what's being preserved, So we're doing an homage to him, a conversation with Ron Mann about why he became a film restorer in addition to being a film director. And then we do a case study every year. And this year's case study is Guy Maddin's film Careful, his film from 1992. Guy Maddin's first color film, as he likes to point out. So that was restored by Ron Mann's company, Films We Like. So they're going to be here to talk about the process by which they got this restoration underway and completed. And then we're going to have a special screening of Careful at the Mayfair on the 20th of May at 9 p.m. And Guy Maddin, of course, will be in attendance to introduce it and to do a Q&A with the audience afterwards. So Save As, to me, is one of the most nourishing days because in some weird way, it's not subject to the kind of contemporary fashions of cinema. It's more about a true, passionate homage to filmmaking, both in terms of the people we invite to talk about what they do, but also the audience that attends Save As each year. They're really, really passionate about movies. And of course, that's what a festival should be for as well. Looking at what's happening in cinema now, but also, talking about the issues that affect cinema history and our notions of history generally as they're cinematically articulated.